morning. We don't want to keep you waiting more. A lot of you have been waiting here very patiently. So while the last arrivals are setting up the equipment, I think we may as well make use of the time just to make a very brief introduction of those that are with you this morning. My own name is Ketil Karlsen, and I'm the European Union Ambassador and Head of Delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS. And why don't we start at the far end here and let everybody just to introduce themselves very briefly, and then we will make a statement afterwards and allow questions for those of you who would want to make questions. And then I would invite also for the other panelists to contribute to the answers. As you know, a little bit later on in the morning we will have a major event at around 10 o'clock where we will make the formal launch of the project. So let us start at the far end.
I'm Fabio Bargiacchi from the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies School.
My name is Lanre Arubudade. I'm the Director of International Press Center, Lagos, Nigeria.
Good morning, my name is Samson Itodo. I'm the Executive Director of the Youth Initiative for Advocacy Group and Advancement, YICA.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Akin Gulu. I'm the Executive Director, Institute for Media and Society.
Good morning to all. My name is Fabio Bargiacchi, Executive Director of the European Center for Electoral Support.
I'm Jake Apellen. I work for the Abuja Foundation.
Adebowale Oloromola. I'm the country representative for the Westminster Foundation for Democracy, WFD. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Benson Olugo. I'm the Executive Director of the Foundation.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Esther Ijaku, representing the Country Director, BBC Media Action.
Great. So, as you can see, we have media both on the side of the panelists and on the other side. But in any case, again, a very warm welcome this morning. Thank you very much, dear friends from the media, for coming here today and to help us to cover this very important event where we will launch the EU support for democratic governance in Nigeria. This is for us a flagship program. It is without a doubt one of the crown jewels in our otherwise very ample support to Nigeria, because we know that without promotion of democracy there will be no stable development, and without the stable development we will not see the opportunities that we would like to see for all Nigerians. So when we launch today this very significant program, it is not only with a view to supporting isolated political systems, political parties and electoral processes. It is actually a support for the very foundation of very key and important issues in Nigeria, in terms of providing services, in terms of providing opportunities for Nigerian citizens, and of course in order to provide them also with their rights in terms of political participation. And this is why this is not a first for us. As a matter of fact, we have continuously since 1999, since the return to democracy, we have supported Nigeria in her effort to strengthen and consolidate democracy, with the commitment that we make today of an additional 26.5 million euros for democratic programs. We have altogether committed more than 100 million euros for these activities in Nigeria. And looking at the conversion rate this morning in the newspaper, I think this translates into around 44 billion naira. So this is a very significant contribution on our side. Working on issues such as the improved quality of the electoral administration of Nigeria, through support to INEC in terms of both technical assistance and some hardware, supporting the legislative functions. We all appreciate the importance of the amendments to the electoral acts, enhanced pluralism, tolerance, internal party democracy by strengthening the political parties. If we really want to strengthen democracy, we have to strengthen the key actors in terms of the political parties also. A fair, accurate, ethical coverage of electoral processes, and this is of course where all of you, the media, come into to play. And last but certainly not least, support for women, for youth, for civil society, ensuring a more ample participation of all groups in society, in democratic processes. So we understand fundamentally that a chain is never stronger than its weakest link. So as you can see, the design that has been made with this particular project reflects having on board all the key stakeholders, civil society, federal, state institutions alike, media, and civil society. And I must say, if there is a secret to the success of these kind of engagements, it is building on national ownership, it is building on national leadership too. So we don't pretend to come here with a prescriptive and predefined European model that we want to impose on Nigeria. On the contrary, this project has been designed with full and ample participation of both INEC, of the Ministries of National Budget and Planning, and of civil society representatives of Nigeria. So it's a reflection of what key Nigerian stakeholders consider vital for the continued strengthening on their democracies, while building at the same time on the recommendations from our previous election observation mission. As I said, we have contributed with now 44 billion nairas for democracy building programs, but we have also had consistently since 1999 the presence of very significant European Union election observation missions in this country, and I'm very pleased to say that we received just last week a formal invitation from the Nigerian authorities to also be present at the upcoming general elections in the beginning of 2019. And we are looking very carefully into that, hoping to be able to deploy yet again an observation mission. So those missions have provided, and the follow-up missions have provided, very key recommendations. Again, not instructions or conditionalities for European support, but recommendations to our Nigerian counterparts along the line of the timely adoption of amendments of the Electoral Act. We know that the ECOWAS standards established that 6 months before the general elections, the important amendments needs to be in operations. This is very important, not to have last-minute changes to the electoral framework. The robust training of stakeholders, a strong collation and transmission system, better internal party democracy, promotion again of women participation, securing an apolitical and neutral role of the security forces, and I must say, adding also very importantly, improved transparency in terms of funding of political parties and political campaigns. We very much commend that the government of Nigeria has put at the very top of the agenda fighting corruption, but we also know, all of us, that the lesson learned is internationally, not only in Nigeria, that if you really want to do this, you have to start by looking also at the political systems themselves. So this is an important opportunity ahead of the next elections to do exactly that. Now, our focus of this program is not only the upcoming elections, because we all know that if we are to strengthen democracy, what takes place before the elections, what takes place afterwards is as important, if not more important. So the time span of the project is 5 years, and our commitment has already started. We have already put ourselves into the working clothes since last year, and we will continue launching and initiating new programs. And of course the EU cannot do and should not do this alone, and this is why you see with me here today a very wide representation of our partners, ranging from the national authorities to local civil society organizations, the media, and last but not least also the European institutions, ECES in particular, working as experts on these particular issues. So I think I will leave it with that, and just invite you yet again also to participate in our launch in a few minutes and hear whether there are any questions or comments from your side at this point, either to myself or to any other member of the panel this morning. So again, thank you very much for coming. Don't be shy.
All right, let me set the ball rolling. My name is Chukulon Somwabez. I report for NTA. We're looking at 26.5 million euros for a period of 5 years. How is it going to be spread, and who are we expecting to lay their hands on these funds? Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a very good and pertinent question. Now, of course, Nigeria, as we all know, is a very big country. I was told the other day by the INEC chair that since the last elections in 2015, INEC has conducted around 178 elections. There is an immense complexity in this country. So even though 26.5 million euros is a lot of money provided by European taxpayers, of course, this cannot alone make or break the progress in democratic consolidation of a country of this size and magnitude. So what we do is to engage with strategic partners, of which you will see several here today, around different components. One is INEC per se, where already we have technical experts working. We have support for the National Assembly, that we consider a very vital partner also here. We support directly political parties, but not selecting any particular ideology or party. We don't have any preferences and shouldn't have any preferences. Of course, it's for the Nigerians to elect who they believe are the best representatives in this country. We engage specifically with media organizations, and then we have a wide range of civil society organizations. Several of them are here today, and I know my good friend Jake here from the Albino Foundation would also want to make some remarks with some novelties and news on their engagement on this kind of agenda. Maybe you want to add on.
Okay. Well, Your Excellency, thank you. Members of the Fourth Estate, thank you for showing up this morning. Well, I am 56, and for the first time in 2019, I'll be voting. And you wonder why. The reason is simply because the atmosphere for us to participate have not been made conducive. As you know, persons with albinism is only 10 minutes in the sun for us to burn. And of course, we struggle with our sight. So for the first time, a project like this will give opportunity for people like me and over 4 million persons with albinism in the country to fully participate. I can tell you for sure that less than 95% of persons with albinism has ever voted. And projects like this is the beginning. That's why today is one of the most auspicious days in my life. We got a clip from the independent expert on albinism, who happens to be a Nigerian. And Your Excellency, it takes just about 30 seconds, and I'd like to play that clip because today the European Union in Nigeria is fulfilling a mandate of the European Parliament, Resolution 2868, passed in October, empower the European Union systems to fund albinism project in Africa. And I dare to say that, Your Excellency, you and your colleague are the first European Union organ to implement that resolution. Thank you. Just for credibility's sake, IK is the independent expert.
I'm the United Nations independent expert on the enjoyment of human rights by persons with albinism. I am thrilled to hear that there is a project that will be carried out in the area of democratic governance between the Albinism Foundation of Nigeria and the EU, and that to that end, a substantial amount of funds have been made available to carry out the project. This is excellent news because I also just learned that the European Union Parliament last October adopted resolution number 2868 calling for more support from the EU to African countries facing different levels of problems concerning persons with albinism. The resolution also called for more technical and financial support in that regard. So this is excellent, as it could be seen as a good example and a good follow-up to that resolution. I am very happy to hear about it as a Nigerian and as a person with albinism. And I wish you the very best as you carry out this important work. And I pledge my support as much as I can. And I will be here if you need me. All the best with the project and congratulations.
It's nice to see that we are walking the talk on recommendations of our political masters, and let me just add to what Jackie said. I think this is a very good opportunity, but not only for albinos, even though that is extremely important, but also with the focus on youth and on women. There is, to a certain extent, lost opportunities in not having more ample participation from women and youth. I cannot think of a country where I have lived and stayed with stronger women and more dynamic youth. So not including those groupings more actively on the democratic stage is really a pity. So hopefully with this project we can help promoting that very noble cause also. Any other questions? Again, don't be shy. We need some question from a lady, maybe even. If not, then yes, please.
Good morning, all. My name is Anita. I report for Court Savings. We spoke all about youth and also the internal democracy, how you can help, see how you can improve this. My concern is for the youth. A lot of youth seem not to have the willpower to come out for the political space. Looking at how the Nigerian political space is for the youth, how would you engage them? How would you change their mindset? Yes, there's the not too young to run bill to support the youth, but how is the EU going to support them with this kind of amount of money?
Could I invite one of the representatives from youth here? I think they are better placed here to answer the question.
Thank you very much.
We need to move the microphone.
Thank you very much, and I'm glad in your concluding remark you made reference to Not Too Young to Run, which is currently before the State House of Assembly. And just to say that just yesterday, the Kogi State House of Assembly passed Not Too Young to Run, making it 13 states that have voted yes for Not